Welcome, the handler here with Johnnie McFadden on the Discovering Your Inner Light series, episode 2. Johnnie.
Yes, sir.
It is truly an honor and a privilege to have made your acquaintance.
Thank you. Thank you for having me.
I'm so grateful I'm grateful for God, for making this opportunity happen.
Of course.
And I'm grateful for the spirit inside me to making sure I did not miss the opportunity to meet you.
Right.
Now, here's the thing is on episode 1, we talked about Discovering Your Inner Light, the book I wrote here, right, on how to connect with the spirit. Now, I kind of gave what brought me here, right? So I basically, talked to, Johnnie, different Johnnie, of course, right? That was Johnnie Cadillac Seville, but we talked about what brought me to this point. Well, on last episode 1, everybody got to know me. Mm-hmm. Well, before we get all talking and whatnot, I want everyone to know you. I want everybody to know Johnnie McFadden.
Indeed.
So, Johnnie.
Indeed.
Tell me.
Indeed.
What brought you to this moment?
Well, as you know, I am running for state representative for District 95 in New Haven. And just seeing the climate that we're living in, seeing what's going on in the world around us, I couldn't think of a better time than to step out and try to make a difference in my community, in the world. And so I'm just doing my part in my community to make it better. So that's why I'm here.
So, and every day, I try to do that in the most positive way, right? So here's the thing is, we have a choice every morning we wake up, what we do.
Absolutely.
What side of the bed do you wake up on, the positive side or the negative side, right? Now, if you wake up on the positive side, well, you get up and you make your bed. Mm-hmm. Then you say, well, I've accomplished my first task of the day. Now I'm going to move forward. I'm going to jot down them tasks, and then I'm going to go out there and complete them, right? But here's the thing is this prioritization.
Uh-huh.
What do you prioritize in your day?
I get up every day with one goal, and that goal is to do something to be a blessing to somebody else. If I can do one thing to turn someone's day around, my job is done. And there's so much pain and hurt and sorrow going on. And so my goal is always to do something to help somebody in the course of my day. Whatever that may look like, that's my priority.
God has instilled it in all of us, well, to do for others. And, and I think, like minds, I'm meeting so many people out there that are coming and starting to think that way. Now, here's the thing is when it comes to like minds, especially when you talk about believing in God, I met a gentleman today at the Edge Fitness here, and it was over in Hamden, and he was walking out, and he was wearing his uniform for work, and I looked at him. I said, "What are you representing? Who are you? Who are you?" And he says, "Well, I serve God," and I was like, "That's awesome," and well, now we have connected. But point being is, when you've set the playing field level, when we can automatically agree that we are believers in God, well, all right, well, now, okay, well, what has God asked you to do today? And, well, Johnnie, what has God asked you to do today?
God has asked me to find somebody that needs help and to help them. I think that God has put us here for a reason. I think that we all have a purpose. I think we all have an assignment. And I think the thing is, sometimes people don't know what their calling is in life. Some people don't know what God wants them to do. Mm-hmm. And so if you don't know what God wants you to do, it's hard to do it. But when you can discover what your purpose is, you can then walk in it.
And in my book, Discovering Your Inner Light, well, I have talked about how I discovered my purpose. Well, and I'm doing it right here and now, which is to educate all y'all and to connect. I call it networking 101, all right? Never miss an opportunity to speak to someone, because here's the thing is if you lift your head up and you walk with a level of confidence, but the confidence doesn't come from some kind of level of pride of yourself.
Right.
It comes from the love you have for God.
Yeah.
You know, and then when you know that God loves you so much that you can do anything, and he chose you to step forward and to step out in front of the others, to be a leader or to do something different, right? We all do have a purpose, and while I see you walk yours, that's the coolest thing is that, and that's why we're sitting here today, because we are walking in line, right? And God has put us together, so this way that well, we can jointly and individually spread a message of something, well, higher than ourselves, right? And the thing is that once you discover that, well, your job may be a part of what you do, and maybe that has educated you on who you have become, but God has a whole way of being that he's going to teach you. He's going to train you, right? And, well, in that training, you are going to be becoming just like Christ, right? So Jesus brought us a spirit. Well, I always ask people, what is it that you have done with that spirit? Today, tomorrow? What have you done to ensure a better future for yourself and for our children? Now, here's the thing is if you look around, right? Now, here, I have an organization called Magnetic Movement, right? And at Magnetic Movement, well, we aim to connect with you through networking, through handshakes, through looking in the eye, and through every single social media platform out there. It is a channel of awareness, right? And simply put, it is a movement, right? So I don't want you to be just a subscriber. Please subscribe. I want you to join. I mean, this is a movement towards the betterment of mankind to ensure our future for our children and our children's children, simply put, right? So, and well, in our conversation, when I met you over there at that fundraiser, with multiple political constituents as well, all with a great mindset, right? And so talk to me about your political ambitions.
Well, my ambition is, I have this strong desire to help people and to make change. And someone said to me a few days ago, you have two types of politicians. One is the person that wants to change the world around them. The other is the person that wants to control the world around them.
Okay.
And I don't want to control anything. I want to help make change. And we've lived in a society where it's become so corrupt and so one-sided, and a lot of people have given up hope in government. People have given up, and they just, have disconnected. And so what my desire is to bring people back together, and by doing that, it will create a better environment. I mean, politicians in the political world play such a huge role in our society, but most of us don't participate in democracy. For whatever reason, we just don't participate. They don't want nothing to do with it. And so I think that if people, more younger people, more people of color, just a different variety of people can come to the forefront, it can make change. It can make big change. And so my thing is, we need to make change.
And we do, and at the Magnetic Movement, we represent change. Now, here's the thing is I do talk to a lot of people, and speaking with a lot of people, want to know what I hear a lot?
What's that?
I'm tired. I'm like, wow.
Right.
And when I hear I'm tired, I'm like, something. I understand you're tired because you've worked all day and you're living with less every day, and everything is costing more every day, and you're like, I get it. You just want to go home and find some level of happiness,
Yeah.
comfort, or sleep. You know, I mean, I see people that just like, I work and I sleep. I'm like, wow, what kind of life do you have?
Yeah.
But the thing is there's a reason why people are so beaten down,
Yeah.
right? So they have already relinquished their power of control, right? They have said, government, politicians, I have elected you. And so many people out there unknowingly, they're a part of the system.
Yeah.
Then they may not even be voting, or they may be voting just because I was born a Democrat and I will be a Democrat.
Yes.
Simply put, right? So I want you to open your eyes, look right at what you have to vote for. And I'm going to say it like this. There is not one man that you're going to put in that Oval Office that is going to save you.
Right.
It is going to take you getting involved to save yourself.
Absolutely.
Now, I call it, I talk about it, utilizing your spirit. I call it God within, to go out there and get involved, right? Because the thing about it is, all this stuff, that chaos is going on, is happening because we have let it happen, right? When you have given somebody the ability to manage and govern your future, and you're just operating in your capabilities with the future they have given you. I mean, America is bought and paid for by many people.
Oh yeah.
But
Oh, yeah.
the problem is that over time, it's become like taking candy from a baby, because we have not grown up as individuals to realize that if you give somebody the power to control you, and they go hog wild, and you never check on how they're controlling you, well, you're going to end up
Yeah.
not in such a good light. Things are going to go real bad, and well, we see that happening right now, and you wonder why people are tired.
Right. And I'm glad you highlighted that, because people have a false sense of reality when it comes to the political realm around them. Politicians are not God, okay? And they do not and cannot save the world. They can do their part. But here's the thing, we don't hold these folks accountable.
No, we don't.
And I don't know what job you can work at in America where you get to get paid all this money, don't do anything, and don't have to answer for what you have done and not done. And we have allowed these people to do exactly what they do. And they have been allowed to do what they've done because we have allowed it, as voters, as the public, as people. We think that, you vote one time and then that's it. You have to, stay engaged, stay involved, and pay attention to what's going on in your community. It's crazy that sometimes people, their heads are down so much that when they finally look up, it's a mess. And it's like, what happened? And it's like, things are constantly going on around us, but we're so busy working, we're sleeping, we got kids, we got, school and this, and then we become so busy in our life that we neglect this part of it. And then when things are a mess, it's like, well, what happened?
Well, here's the thing is, we all need to start cleaning up our own messes.
Right.
Right. But don't wait until it gets so messy. It's like, wow, I can't handle that. Well, and that's why I go by the handler, is because, I have learned on how to handle that, and that. It's like, and in my own life, I keep it tight. I make sure whatever things need to be handled, whether it are errands or activities or children, I go out there and I handle my own business first.
Right.
I get my house in order. Dishes are done. I am ready to run. When I walk out that door, trust and believe, I am ready to go. And I'm like a pit bull. I'm going to not stop until I have accomplished my goals, or a goal that is so extraordinary that, I guess the 10 other things on that list, are nothing compared to what I just accomplished. But not that I won't get to those next 10 tasks. It's like, it's just all of a sudden, it's like, okay, since I've accomplished that, I think, I now need to step back and see, maybe my direction's going to change, right? Because here's the thing is, we live in this chaotic world that you got to always be, defending yourself. People are getting offended. It's like, okay, well, let me smile a little bit more. let me look you in the eye, or let me step back, because the minute I looked you in the eye, you put your head down, and well, that is not what I'm looking for. I want people to look me in the eye and represent. Right now, I represent a man of God and the American people, right? And of course we can go further than that, but simply put, is don't bite off more than you can chew.
Right.
We can't go after worldly issues if we can't even handle, the issues in the United States, and if we can't. Yeah, but if we can't even get our own house in order,
right?
If you can't make your bed and write some tasks down and go get it done, well, how are you going to go out there and fight the United States government?
Yeah.
Right. So, again, people say ignorant is bliss. What are your thoughts on that?
I think ignorance is a lack of knowledge.
Oh, it is.
And I am a Christian, and I do read the Bible. I try to live by it. I'm not perfect, but I do try my best to live by it. Mm-hmm. And there's one scripture in particular that comes to mind. It says, my people perish for lack of knowledge. And when you don't know what's going on around you, if you don't educate yourself, if you don't get involved, you will believe whatever is told to you. And you have to do your due diligence to make your life better. You can't depend on the government. You can't depend on mama and daddy and next door neighbor. You have to make your life better. It starts with you. And, so often we are led astray. And when we end up in these horrible situations, we blame everybody but ourselves. But the question, did you vote? Did you do your part? Did you do anything? Because you often see people complain when things get to be too out of control. But when it's time to come to the table to figure out the solution, I'm tired, I'm busy, I got work. No one wants to be a part of those conversations. Only when things get to be too much do you see the uproar. And now it's like, well, you had an opportunity to get involved and you was too busy. So we again have to accept the level of responsibility that we played, because we all have a part to play. And so the government is a big portion, but we also have to do our part as well.
We do, and I look for more people to start stepping forward and doing their part, right? Because people are finally waking up to some of the realities of life.
Yeah.
And some people have to get beaten down so far that it's like, wow, is this really my life, right? But I hope you aren't living so comfortable that you have to get taken down to that point to wake up and realize that I need to get involved. And I hear it all the time. It's like, well, that riot or that protest wasn't in my neighborhood. I'm like, what do you want it to be? Does it need to get that far before how far do you want to take it before you get involved in contributing to the betterment of your own life?
Right. What I have come to realize is people are looking for things to be easy for them. And they're looking for you to hand them their solutions on a silver platter. And that's not how it works. It doesn't work like that. And people have to wake up and understand that it starts with you. It do. And anything, my mom always tell me, anything that's worth having is worth fighting for. And nothing that we acquire is going to come easy. And I think people are looking for a quick fix, a quick way out, a quick solution, but it's not going to be like that. It's going to take time. But people get very discouraged when things don't quickly change, when things, it seems like things are getting worse instead of better, and people give up so quickly. I'm tired, I'm not doing it anymore, I'm done with it, it's not gonna work. And it's like, you have to stay in the race. So again, people are expecting a quick fix. And unfortunately, it's just not gonna happen like that. It's gonna take some time to get back to where we need to be as a society and as a whole.
I mean, it does say you need to sow before you reap, right? And while me, I've been sowing for God for the last 12 years, and then I wrote a book, and now I'm here trying to get everybody else to start stepping up to do the same, because you know, as I said before, there is not one person that's going to come and save your life, but you. And you know, I was talking with a friend of mine, and because I kept hearing, it's like, I kept hearing people, I say, you know, I talk to them, it's like, well, I got to get mine. Like, I got to get mine.
Yep.
Oh, okay, well, what have you done for someone else today? Right? You know, how about, can we get ours? I like that a little bit better. You know, I mean, well, you know, but the thing about it is in a society we have learned to, I gotta get mine, just like, you know, our government or our pope or our churches, whoever's just getting theirs, right?
Right. We have become a society where it used to be we the people.
Yeah.
Now it's I.
Now it's I.
It's I. It's not we anymore. People are only concerned with their own selfish gain, with their own agenda, and people, it's sad to say, but it's just the God honest truth. People do not care about anybody. Not everybody, but most people. They don't care about anybody but themselves, and if something does not benefit them, they want nothing to do with it. If this is not going to help me in my life, I don't want, even if it's going to help somebody else. If I can't benefit from it, I don't want nothing to do with it. And I think that's where we are, and I don't know how we got there.
So I actually, this friend of mine that I know, he had said is, when I said I got to get mine, one he said to me, he says, Armageddon. That's my friend. Shout out to Papa T out there, you know, of JCT TV, Jesus Christ Television. He's another friend of mine, another channel in which I produce on. But point being is you know, it's like almost quite similar. That it's like, well, why would, you know, things be so chaotic, right? And people read the Bible and they're like, well, this is almost emulates, it's sort of very similar to end of times, but you know, no one knows when the end is, right? Or what it's going to look like, or who's going to come save you. It's just ideas of it. Now, what are your thoughts on who's going to save us?
Like I said before, I think it starts with us.
I want to shake your hand on that.
I think it starts with us.
It does.
Because listen, if you're not willing to do anything to help yourself, why should anybody else put their neck on the line to help you? It starts with you.
It's simply put, right? I mean, it really does, because, you know, it's same thing with that positive nature or that helping nature. Is like when you go out there and like, well, I'm going to do for others, I'm going to help others, and I'm not looking for something in return, you know, or I'm going to help myself, you know, make sure I got my situation handled, but and I'm going to make sure that I grab my arms along the way, because I want to build a team. I want to build the supreme team, and that's what I'm doing here at Magnetic Movement. I have created a movement. I call it the Supreme Angelic Team. Right. You know, men of God, women of God, anyone who has a soul out there. I look forward to joining the movement. Right, but there's so many people that you know, well, they that's a far reach for them, like, oh, that God thing. I'm like, well, here's the thing. It says, well, can we say that patriot thing, right? How do you want me to represent yourself? Or I'm that cool dude that just likes to sit back and eat New Haven pizza, right? You know, because, well, I mean, like for instance, we can have a conversation about anything. What's your favorite pizza spot?
Pepe's.
Mine is Modern. I go to take my children to Modern all the time. But, you know, so here's the thing is, New Haven's got great pizza, right? So we can come to you at whatever you want, because I will relate to you with what you need. So then I can look you in the eye, connect with you, have a conversation. You know, we don't have to talk about politics if you can't handle getting in politics. But if I can get you start getting involved in doing something to better yourself towards the betterment of others and our future, you can put a label on it, whatever you want. But you know, it is going to take you to save you, right? I talk about the spirit inside you, the God within you coming alive, guiding you. He's going to train you to be the strongest individual. And you may not like the path he sent you down. It's like, why did I have to do that? But you're going to be like, oh, that's why. Because I'm training you how to walk like Jesus Christ. I'm training you. Matthew 4:19. Jesus saith unto them, follow me and I will make you fishers of men. That is why I go by the handler, because I have learned how to be said fisherman.
Yeah.
Right. And the thing about it is, you know, as the Spirit is waking up in me, it will wake up in you and you and you and everyone else out there. And together, we will save our own selves.
Yeah.
We are the saviors of this world. Who do you choose to be? Someone who does not contribute to your own future, waiting for somebody with your hand out the whole time? Are you one of those beggars? Or are you a doer that's going to then contribute and actually, you know, get up and say, well, I see a problem.
Yeah.
I'm going to go fix it. And here's the thing is this, as being an IT engineer for over 25 years, I'm a solution provider and a trusted advisor. Or simply put, now, isn't that a great name, trusted advisor? Right? You know, trust is important. What's your thoughts on trust?
Trust is very important. Trust is very expensive. And a lot of people can't afford to waste it. So people are very particular about who they put their trust in. But I think trust is the foundation of any relationship. And anytime you are asking someone to do something to help you, you essentially are trusting them. And so a lot of people, they have trust issues. So that can, you know, be kind of flip-flop depending on who you're talking to. But I think that, and then when you have people who have been violated, they've been lied to for so long, they've been misused, they don't trust the government, they don't trust people, they don't trust anybody. And so it's a challenge trying to help people who have trust issues because of their experiences, they just don't trust. But trust is very important, very important.
We are all different. We are a diverse population across God's green earth, simply put. And if we don't start, you know, letting bygones be bygones and putting aside our differences and start coming together, right? You know, we're not going to like the end result, right? But here's the thing is I love to say it like this: God always wins.
Always.
Right? And no matter what you think the end is going to look like, it will be heaven on earth by the time we, the people, are all done with fixing it, right? Because we need to get involved.
Absolutely.
Absolutely. And we're gonna get this fixed up real soon, right? Because one by one, I will connect with you, and you will connect with somebody else. Because here's the thing: is we all have address books. Yeah. We all have friends and family, and what would you do to save their life? To show them all the love you have for them, because once you have love, you have it all. So love is all you need.
Right. And let me quickly thank you for the work that you do. The work that you do is very important, and the people that you can reach is beyond, you know. So thank you for doing what you do and continue to do what you do. And as you lift up people, I'll lift up people one by one, and, you know, we're going to make it together.
That's awesome.
All right.
Johnnie McFadden, it has been an honor and a privilege to have you on the show today as a guest speaker, you know, for Discovering Your Inner Light, episode 2. And please stay tuned in and subscribe to Magnetic Movement and check us out for the next episode. We love you. We'll see you soon.